Berger.
Hi everyone, and I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
And we're excited to deep dive into another week of drama, laughs, and heartfelt moments on the Golden Bachelorette. How are you, Ma?
I am wonderful, daughter. How are you?
I am doing great.
Okay.
We always like to start the show off with a nice little toast to Joan, to the Golden Bachelorette. Ma, can you lead us in on a toast?
Okay, let's lift our glasses to Joan, the Golden Bachelorette. Continue Joan's success. Long life, health, wealth, happiness, prosperity. Salud.
Salud. All right, guys, let's get into it. We made it through another week in the mansion, and as we suspected, there's going to always be some drama. Now, we start off the show with Chalk. Now, Chalk mentioned how Joan was struggling with moving on from her late husband, which really brought their relationship into a much deeper level. And it was just kind of, I thought it was like an intimate moment. It was a sweet moment at the beginning. And it sets the stage for the week's group date. Now, Ma, jump in anytime you want, but let's just say who the lineup is for the group date. That's Jonathan, Pascal, Dan, Charles, Gary, Mark, Gil, Chalk, and Keith. Now, that left Guy and Jordan for their one-on-one dates.
Yes, and that's what I like to focus in on.
The one-on-one.
Those one-on-one dates. And you know what? And let me just start out by saying, daughter, we have to acknowledge. Shout out to Joan and her stylist, because they are doing the damn thing.
Oh, for sure.
From everything from her casual attire to her elegant attire, she is doing the damn thing.
For sure.
From head to toe. Shout out to the stylist and Joan.
And Joan, she looks amazing.
Absolutely.
Now, before you get into the one-on-one dates, let's try to go in order if we can.
Yes, of course.
With the group dates, the theme was like pretty much let's bear it all for love. Everybody was stripping, right?
Let's channel your Chippendale dancers. Right.
And then we have Caitlin Bristow, who I'm not as familiar with her, but she is from the Bachelorette franchise. She joined in and she saw the guys doing their thing. They even had the OG Chippendale dances.
Yes,
still look pretty good.
And they were in good shape, absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? Oh, let's not forget, it was a fundraiser.
Okay.
For cancer.
Good job.
Right? Yeah. So that's a big piece of it, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, we know we had Jonathan, who was a standout because he had his gold drawers on. He was the only person that stripped all the way down.
That's right. Down to his undies.
Right.
And guess what? But there's no coincidence he was the only person who was almost naked, but he's had the best body as well. So let's just make sure we include that piece. He's the person who probably had the most to share. Right.
And Chalk, he joked that he needed 3 Chardonnays, and I'm like, 3? That's what you're drinking, Chalk?
Right. How about 3 strong shots?
Yeah.
A brown liquor.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we had from hot teacher to sexy sergeant. We had some, really, really cool, performances. Obviously, Jonathan stood out, and Keith, he was trying to do the Macarena, which was really funny and cute. But it wasn't just about the dancing. We know that Joan revealed about her husband's who
died from cancer.
And so
cancer.
and that was really sad. Anything you want to say about the group date, Ma? Like what stood out for you?
I thought the group date. I thought the guys had such a wonderful attitude and participated. It was all so much fun, and they just were all so positive. I mean, some were more talented than others. Some were more enthusiastic than others. But overall, some gave more energetic performances than others. But overall, they were all so good and so willing to just jump right in and do the thing. And I just loved it. I just thought it was the most fun. I thought overall these guys have had very good personalities.
What happened to Dan? He kind of fell off to me.
I'm not even really sure what.
Right, because he didn't take. He was the only person who didn't take his shirt off.
I'm not sure what was going on with all that, but Gary took out his shirt and showed his whole big Chippy's playground. He showed it all, and it was funny, and it was fun and funny and cute, and I just loved it. I'm here for the guys with their attitude. They have good attitudes.
I enjoy that,
and Joan too.
Oh yeah,
which is good. Makes it all the more difficult.
Yeah,
yeah.
I enjoyed that. And so Chalk, he shared a bench with Joan, and I'm kind of sick of the benches, but okay. It was very sentimental, and Joan decided that she was going to give. Who did she give a rose to, Mom?
She gave roses to
Chalk.
Chalk.
No. We'll get into, but I mean from the group date, she gave the one rose to Chalk.
Oh, to Chalk. Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on.
Okay.
So after that, she had her one-on-one date with
Jordan, yes.
And that was ice skating in like a winter wonderland.
That was beautiful, and they had very good conversation, and it was sexy. Though Jordan, he wasn't the best ice skater. He bounced on his butt a couple of times there, but which was cute. No one was hurt. Everything was good. It was all in fun. And it was absolutely romantic. It was like a winter wonderland. And of course they had their lovely sexy food and drinks and all that, and very good conversation. And should I say Jordan got a rose.
Jordan got a rose. There was the REO
Speedwagon serenaded the couple.
Right, and I'm not familiar with them.
Right. Well, I was a child, of course, but I vaguely have a vague recollection of them, and they are have beautiful voices.
Okay.
And that was lovely. That was
lovely
touch.
What do you think about Jordan, though? What does anything stick out about Jordan to you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything in my mind that sticks out that much about Jordan yet. I don't really have anything that sticks out about Jordan. If you do, share it.
Jordan, I'm not 100% feeling Jordan. Like, I feel as though...
Jordan is the one that you feel is a little bit of a contrived there.
Yeah.
Because of his history dating...
Taylor
Dane.
No, not Taylor Dane.
Yeah, it is Taylor Dane.
Okay.
It is Taylor Dane.
Something about him seems to me like, I have a particular type I like. He seems very superficial.
Well, maybe so.
Something about him.
Maybe so.
Seems like something like I could see him on a show where he's dating a 20-something.
Okay.
Like I can see him doing a Bill Belichick without the credentials.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you're just doing that based on some history that you know of, or if he just looks like that.
Well, because he was dating Taylor Dane, and now
but Taylor Dane is much older. You know that she's not.
No, I got that. I'm talking about a celebrity.
Oh, you're talking about he's out there looking for clout chasing,
right?
Basically,
right.
Okay.
I don't know, and this is in our opinion, guys.
Okay,
our opinion.
Well, some people might say that about Joan.
No, well, she's not because she's on it's her show.
I got
so
you.
She's not clout chasing.
Not now. But Joan was a little bit of an actor.
So what that she did? So what that she did background work?
Okay.
So what?
Okay.
A lot of people do background work, and she was a mom of 3 or whatever it is.
Okay. Well, not at that time she wasn't, but she became.
How do you know that?
3 or 4. Well, she told the story. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, all right, fine.
Okay.
But to me, you jump into conclusions. Maybe he just liked Taylor Dane.
Nah, you are too, rose-colored and fairy tale-ish.
Well, we know I'm much more romantic than you. I'm much more of a romantic person.
Yes, you are. Yes. Okay.
I believe in love. I'm like Maya Angelou.
I believe in love.
I'm like Maya Angelou.
Love comes with a cost.
I'm like Maya Angelou. Always give love another chance and another chance and another chance.
Well, love looks different to me than it looks to you.
Okay. All right, daughter.
All right.
So, can we just say that they had a lovely
date? They had a wonderful date.
Okay,
100%.
Whatever. I mean, come on. I mean, most of her dates are not going to end up being anything except maybe the one that she chooses.
It just gives me snake oil salesman. I don't know.
He
Maybe
gives
he's
me
not.
fun. He gives me fun. I'm not saying I would depend on him to pay the mortgage, but he gives me fun.
I don't need him to pay the mortgage.
Well, okay then. So if you don't need him to pay the mortgage and he's fun, then we're
But I need
good.
him to do what he says he's going to do, and I don't know.
Well, you don't know what he said he was going to do.
Okay. All right. Let's go with Guy. So Jordan got a rose. So
Jordan got a rose. That's right.
Let's move on.
I love Joan with Guy.
Yep, Guy, who is the ER doctor. Their little
Guy is the doctor, and I love their date.
Okay, go ahead.
Because they were at home in the mini mansion.
And what home?
Well, whatever home that is that Joan is staying in over there, that mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they cooked.
And what did they cook?
Some kind of lemon chicken, something. What I tell you, whatever it was, it looked good as hell. Whatever it was.
But she was coming at him for his cooking.
Well, no. She said something about him because he was zesting a lemon, and really he was doing just fine because all you need is the grater and grate the lemon peel. He was doing fine, but Joan was squeezing the lemon juice and she was doing the extra stuff to the lemon, but it wasn't just limited to the zesting, and that's all she asked him to do. Well, however it went, the final product looked scrumptious, looked delicious. And they had a lovely talk, and it was all very, very romantic, very sexy, beautiful environment, fabulous mansion that they were in, and I just loved it. And guess what? They talked light banter, and then they had serious talk.
Yeah, about his marriage.
That's right. They had a serious talk. And guess what? In the end, Guy got a rose,
but they talked about their youngest, his youngest left for college, and then that's when his marriage ended. I don't know, when people say things.
And see, another thing, just because of the type of medicine that he practices, he's an emergency room doctor.
Yeah,
that is very demanding.
Yes, it's very demanding on a person, a relationship, like what happens.
And sometimes people are in such all-consuming careers that it does impact on their relationships.
Oh, 100%.
So it went well. It went well. It was a beautiful date. It went well.
It went well. She hadn't had a lot of talks with him, and it was good. You had a good date, and like you said, he got a rose. So let's move on to the cocktail party, which was pretty intense, and the guys were scrambling around trying to get a moment to talk to Joan. And Jonathan, I don't know what that Cheerios box gift he had going on was. I guess that was cute.
Well, it was a positive and sexy talk.
Right.
Whatever it was. That's how I characterize it. Positive and sexy. How about Pascal?
No,
with the macaroons?
Wait. Forget that. Hold up. We had something we missed in there completely.
Which?
Chalk came in and made the announcement that his mom passed.
I didn't even want to put that.
Yeah, his mom passed.
Chalk's mom, who was over 90.
Yeah, and he obviously was devastated. He went home because he had stuff that he had to take care of, and he didn't want to go. And he told Joan, he met her at the limo, and it was just very sad. But guess what? Don't know the time frame. Somehow or another, he showed back up.
He reappeared right within the same episode.
Yeah,
I don't know how the cameras were working and how they were doing the filming, but it didn't seem like they had much time in between.
Yeah, and he was ready to open his heart, and maybe for her to open something too. I don't know. That was a little.
Well, Chalk is back.
Chalk is back.
I didn't expect him to return until either toward the end or at least give it one episode.
Right.
Yeah, he was back before this episode was over. But you know what? It might seem a little bit insensitive, but let's be, completely honest. Mom was already very ill, and Mom was over 90. Chalk probably had everything all set up and arranged according to probably what his mother had asked him to do. Okay, because when you know that, it's not a pleasant thing, but it's a thing that we just have to deal with. We all have to deal with it. And so Chalk and his mom had probably already had everything set up. And Chalk probably didn't have to do anything but go and oversee the ceremony, whatever it was, and out. He had been taking care of his mother, it's like for a long time. and it's like a long goodbye.
Right.
You know, so Chalk mother probably told him, man, go ahead, son, go on with your life. Me and you got this hooked up, how it's going to go down. Nothing we could do. It's inevitable. It's the cycle of life. And so, you know, we laugh at it, but in fact, everything probably had been prearranged.
Yeah.
And Chalk just probably needed to be there and make sure he did what his mother wished for him to do in the end.
Right.
That's probably what it was.
Listen, I hope
90. No, over 90. Come on, how many of us are gonna make it to over 90?
I hope that's what that was.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
You got come on because you're over 90. Come on, it was
and
something
she was
like
sick.
that.
And
absolutely. So I'm sure it was something like that. Yeah. So
okay. So who went home? So we know that we know Jordan got a rose. We know that Chalk got a rose, and we know that Jonathan got a rose, right?
Pascal got a rose.
Did
Jonathan got a rose. Jonathan, Pascal, Mark, and Keith got roses.
Okay, so we know
of the 4 roses that she handed out.
No. Wait, no, that's not right.
That is right.
Well, no, that is
in addition to the other things.
No. But what I was gonna say was Chalk got a rose. And then, who was the other guy that got a rose? Chalk and Jordan. Chalk and Jordan
got their roses.
Right. And Pascal, Jonathan, and Mark got Keith, a rose. And Keith. Keith was the 4th person.
Right.
So we got 6 roses.
We got 6 roses.
So that means that Charles went home, that Gary went home, Dan and Gil went home.
Right. And one more. It should be one more.
Who was the other person?
Should be 6 that stayed and 5 that went home, right? That's it?
That's
I thought
it.
It was 11.
I know they said 11, but Pascal, Jonathan, and Mark got roses, and Keith. And who else?
Okay. Chalk, Pascal, Jonathan, Mark, Keith. Okay. Jonathan, Mark, Keith, Chalk, Jordan.
Yeah,
and
Jordan.
Guy.
Yeah, and Guy. We didn't say Guy.
We didn't say Guy.
Yeah. That's who we missed. Yeah.
Okay.
So who went home? Charles went home. Gary went home. Dan and Gil. And we know that Gil had some little suspicious activity going on.
Right.
You know, and they were pulling his interactions with Joan back. Now, Charles, I felt a little bit bad, but I don't think she really had a connection with Charles. I think that she thought that, you know, Charles was a sweet guy.
I agree.
Dan just completely was just lost in the background. He didn't even take his shirt off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was, but whatever it was not clicking with Joan, so really.
And Dan and Gary, there was probably, you know, physical attraction there. You know, just being honest.
No, of course.
And
as we should be. Yeah. Let everybody be free to go do what they want to do.
Yeah, and Gil, we know
because he didn't click with her, he
can click with somebody.
With a lot of people.
100%.
Yeah,
and he had like a real sexy attitude for sure.
He certainly did.
And Gil was sent home maybe because of his behavior outside of the show.
That's right. Because those background checks are only good up until the time that they're completed.
Right.
You know, if things happen after that, oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen it happen on many shows.
Oh, for sure. So, Mom, you know, who are your front runners leading into week 5? Are you still rooting for Mark? Who shouldn't be on the show because he's under 60.
Wait a minute. I didn't say I was rooting for him. I said I thought maybe she might connect to him.
Okay.
Who I'm not really rooting for. I'm not that much with Chalk. I like Keith better.
I like Keith too.
Keith would be one of my number 1.
I would have liked Pascal, but Pascal was lazy to me.
I'm
thinking
not,
he's old.
I don't like his. Pascal's too superficial.
Yeah.
For me. I like a little bit more depth.
If Joan didn't look like she looked,
I'm not feeling Pascal.
I agree.
He's too rigidly superficial in a very rigid way, not showing that you can be rich and everything, but let me see, will you get down in the dirt if you need to,
right?
We don't know what's going to happen. You won't always be able to snap your fingers and pay somebody to do your laundry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I don't care for Pascal.
Okay.
I'm only lukewarm with Chalk. She seems to be like him a lot. I'm only lukewarm with him.
I
Not
agree.
feeling Chalk that much. I'm gonna pick. I'm not feeling Jonathan that much, but I think that she's feeling.
I think
Jonathan
she's physically
a lot.
attracted to him.
I do too. So I'm gonna say who her front runners. I think not my choices necessarily. My number one choice is I'm gonna have to go with Keith. It's my number one.
Okay.
I think her front runners are Chalk, Jonathan, and Pascal. I think her front runners.
Okay.
My choices would be Keith, Jonathan, and Chalk.
Okay.
As the third. Pascal would not even be on my list.
Pascal is too superficial for me. Too.
Pascal should have been sent home.
Yeah.
And Mark is just really too young for the show.
Yeah.
He need to come back.
Even though he's not too young for her.
Yeah. He doesn't fall into the demographic that the rest of them do. That's the thing.
And that the show is supposed to be about. But they But they literally put him on the show because his daughter is on The Bachelor.
57 is not a senior.
No, it's
50
not.
50 anything is not a senior.
No, and technically
under 65 is not
right.
a senior.
But we'll go with
but even
over
if you
60.
If you want to allow a little bit of latitude, you can say a young senior.
Right.
It would be in the 60s, but he's several years too young for that.
Right. And so I'm not
although I like him.
I like him too.
But I would eliminate him based on that.
I would too.
I told you, my three that I care for the most, in my personal opinion, they're going to be Keith number one, Jonathan number two. Jonathan makes me mad, but I think Jonathan just is who he is. I think he needs some classes in self-awareness and ethnic pride and racial pride and stuff like that.
I got it.
I think he needs that, but I think he's basically a good guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a bad guy. And then my third is, who did I say my third one was?
You said Jonathan, Keith, and did you say Mark?
No, because Mark was too young. Pascal.
Keith.
I said Keith is my number one. I guess Guy.
I
don't even know what the hell I said, but they're going to be.
I forgot about Guy.
It's going to be Keith, Jonathan, and Guy.
Right.
Those are the three that I think that I would like personally. But for her, it's Chalk, Jonathan, and Pascal.
Okay, let's see.
At least that's what I'm thinking. Right. Okay. The way it looks this week, that may change next week. Yeah. When we find out more about them.
What happens, right?
Right.
Okay, listen, guys. This week was packed with emotions, laughter, and some serious connection building. You know what? We can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.